Join discord.gg/flatearth to join in the conversation about our Earth. Remember to get VC verified.
Lounatic.
What's up, guys?
It only has two pronunciations, American and British.
Hey, what's up, Eli?
We've
What's
got
up,
our
man?
own though.
Yo, Lou, you there?
Oh man, dude. Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
starting
what
to
up,
get
man?
mad.
What up, man?
I'll get
I've
up.
been liking that video. I was listening in the other night. That video with the Star Trails with the pilot, like that's
That's
good.
exactly why I was hitting you because I knew you would like some stuff. I knew that you would like
Yeah.
it. Isn't that not fucking like that? That's gotta probably because it's new. That's got to be like my favorite flat Earth proof right there,
Well,
Yeah.
dude,
or
you know that
non-globe
that's a
theory.
really, really hard one to fucking refute. Like
Did you
if
see
you
the
understand.
comments? There's no Glovers in the comments. I'm like, yeah, bitch, shut up, sit down, and have a snack.
Now here's now being in this conversation, I know how other flat earthers will refute it. They're going to try to stay consistent. They're going to say, "What does the stars have to do with the Earth?" You know what I mean? They're going to be like, "How does this prove anything? We can't count on that. The stars could be anything." But no, like, so
No, I
because
mean, like
that's
the guy said that, like, the
Oh yeah.
the spatial what the hell is the I gotta start reading again.
Well, yeah,
Anyway,
but
with 6,000 miles, that's a fucking quarter of the circumference.
he also
That's
said that
fucking 90 degrees.
the flight was 6,000, but the video was 3,000. So like it was half of the flight. But um, either way, if you're turning down a roundabout for 3,000 miles, still the stars need to rise up.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, AI?
well, it's like so if you have a claim about how a your position would be relative to the Earth, relative to the stars in the globe model, and you can show that those positions don't match, right? Then that at least disproves their claim, right? So they would then need other arguments to back their side. So for like saying, okay, the Earth is flat because the stars do such and so is a lot different than saying it can't possibly be what you say it is because the stars are doing this contrary to what you say they should be doing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean the fact is that the stars are doing while he's flying for 3,000 miles over a sphere supposedly. They're doing what you would expect them to do, standing in place and pointing your camera in a certain direction.
Right. There's no altitude drop, no attitude change of the plane. It is what it is. Not only that, but the stars go down a little bit. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, but but that's what you would expect them to do because he showed that early on also. Like pointed that direction, from where he was, like you would expect that mainly in that direction, because the stars do make a circuit through the night, just like if you were taking a star trail picture, on Earth, like you just sat there with a camera on a tripod and watched the stars and took a picture every 5 seconds. You would expect the stars to make a rotation pattern and pointed in that direction. You would expect them to go up and to the right and then down, right? And that's exactly what you saw for 3,000 miles while flying over a so called globe.
yeah. I mean, they like to talk about Google Earth all the time. I mean, so that right there is like, oh, you don't want to use
The,
Google Earth.
the Google Earth thing, I don't know if it was really necessary. I don't know if it really helps. That's going to give them like it's food to feed the fodder. Like it's just like, okay, so now you're gonna simulate it. Like I don't know if the simulation was necessary. Like the argument was solid without the Google Earth simulation.
Huh.
You could actually prove something like this where if you have a star that appears at a certain time, like let's say over the ocean, uh, from a certain vantage point, and then you could just show that whenever that star is there, it's never lower. Like it would have to always start from that horizontal plane. Like that, it's so simple that I think most people miss it. How simple it is that everything there, nothing is coming up like in our horizon that is below 180 degrees. Like that angle is never going to be more than 180 degrees. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about. Did I lose you? Did I lose my Bluetooth?
No, you're still talking.
Okay, thanks.
Elijah, like the reason why I say like the simulation probably wasn't necessary is like it's a solid argument for those who can understand the argument. As soon as you start simulating what you should expect to see if you lived on that, or if you lived on this, and using Google Earth, all of a sudden it gets into the weeds. And you're doing all the stuff that we criticize them for. You understand? Like you're gonna go, oh, now you're being like now it's okay for you to do this. Now you're like it just wasn't necessary. If you understand the argument, 3,000 miles from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere, and the stars do not rise as you're dipping over the earth. That's all you need. That's a
I'll agree.
solid
I'll agree
fucking
with you
argument.
there. I'll agree. Mm, Yeah, I'll agree for sure.
Yeah, the other stuff is just kind of feeding them to giving them extra shit to like poke at with. Like, okay, it's like we had a good argument, but here's the stuff I want you to fuck with me on.
Either way, I don't see them. I don't. I don't. I haven't. I'll go back to the video, but you guys want to look at the comments real quick with me, see what they're talking about, because I haven't. When I first checked, I didn't see any Globers, and that was like 7 hours in.
I'd be willing to. I also want to point out that I already shared this with my coworker and with my mother, and
Right? This is one that
so
everybody can understand. Like
yeah,
it's like super simple.
my
I mean,
coworker right
water
away,
being level is
he
simple
even
too, but
said he even said he's not necessarily in like an open flat earther, but he's kind of a closeted flat earther. He's always been a moon landing hoax denier, like a moon landing denier. But he won't come out publicly. Like I got him to do it once, but it's still hard to like get him to say it. But I sent it to him, and his response over text message was like, "Can't wait to see what the Globers have to say about that." You know,
Mhm.
like it's pretty obvious. And then I sent this to my mom, who she's not as advanced as him. Like I sent it to her, and she had a response too. And essentially, after talking with her, she basically was like, "Yeah, I agree with the video, with the argument." But then she didn't want to talk about it. Instead, so it's like she admitted, "Okay, fine, the Earth is flat." Well, then how come I don't fall off of the edge? Like, okay, god damn it, mom, you can't be a fucking troll.
Because you're not at the edge, Mom. You're here in the living room with
Yeah.
me. We're in the same room, Mom.
Yeah. It's gonna take time with mom. It's gonna.
But I feel like that one is a good one to mull over. Can leave her alone for a few months. Like that one does damage.
Yeah, yeah. That's one that it's pretty irrefutable. I like. I mean, you and I are both. All of us here. We're well enveloped into this conversation, and we know how the other side is going to react to it and everything. And it's like this one. You look at it, and it's like, how the fuck are they gonna react to that one? Like like I know they're just gonna pull the denial card. They're gonna deny, but but yeah, like to actually debunk that claim, like how do you do it? All they can do is pick at like the video and bring up the things that I already said, like about like the simulation, about Google Earth, and like where you're coming from. Like so that's why I don't think those things were needed. Just make the
Mm.
argument and end it.
Yeah, after we look through these comments, I want to ask another question, but we got all night. Why not? I'm feeling a little headache, so I don't know how long I'll be up though. But
All right, so I did some research into the history of the commercials advertising the Toyota Celica, and they literally say Celica in the officially published commercials. Therefore, it's Celica. End of debate. I rest my case. Ad infinitum into the future and ex ante into the past.
I
So
remember it
therefore,
being Silica.
Australians are wrong again.
They're not wrong. They're just upside down.
Salika, it's Salika.
So supposedly it comes from the Greek kelike, which means heavenly. Now the original car, if you look back at it, looked like absolute dog ass. So I don't know why they called it heavenly car. Now the new Celicas, as they started getting new and new and new, especially that 2005 and up body style, man, those cars were awesome looking.
Oh yeah,
Especially when you
they
Are
pop
you
them
started
out.
saying
looking
they
they
should?
started looking fast, but they weren't as fast as they looked. That's the problem.
Are are you saying they should have been called dog ass instead? So
Oh, they're still pretty fast for like a car you could buy for that price.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they're
my
still not as
brother had
fast as
one.
they looked. That was kind of the thing, especially at the beginning of that new body style. It's like, oh, that's a sleek looking body style. Like that's a Salika looking body style. But
I had a
Well,
Ford
so you know what
Mustang.
they did is they had the old Celica, right, which was like a beastly like 320 horsepower engine. But then when they put in the new one, they made it like a sleeker, more economical engine,
well,
and so
the
it went
truth
down to like
is
100. It went down to 180 horsepower.
it
So
was
if they
made
had
to
You
kept
look.
that,
said
It
that
was made
it
to
was
look.
the
It was made to
leaker.
look like it was taking off of like a supercar or something like that. But then again, if you raced it against a Civic, you would lose. So it didn't really matter what it looked like. It mattered how fast it actually moved.
Yep. So I'm looking at the comments, and I still don't see
Nothing worth
any.
speaking of.
However, the Taboo Conspiracy posted and pinned a comment, and he says, as expected, the primary objection raised, I didn't expect this, by globe proponents is that the alleged rotation of the Earth canceled out the stars rising.
I suspected that might be what they would say. So like, I actually thought of that, and didn't say it. But yeah, so like they're gonna claim that it just did. Like you saw exactly what the globe Earth would predict or would do.
But
So
that's assuming that we actually finally do see Coriolis. Or well, we would that would mean that the plane is not moving with the spin of the Earth, or am I tripping?
that
Like you
response
can't have
is
it both ways because if you're traveling northeast instead, then what?
look, the stars didn't rise at all. They fell. If you're dipping down, like the people who are arguing that either don't understand the question or they're trying to deflect from the question, or not. It's not even really a question. The argument. They're trying to deflect from the argument in order to save faith with the other people who already believe in the globe. They're just there to cast doubt and to save faith.
Mhm.
They're not addressing the point of the video.
Yep. It's not even. I don't think there's anyone that really believes that rebuttal, because I mean, this is the biggest no Glover response I've ever seen.
Oh, we'll get one, and it's gonna be hysterical because they're gonna talk about all that other shit that I just said about the simulation from Google Earth and everything else. That's what they're gonna talk about.
See, the
They're
thing
not
about
gonna.
this
They're
one
not
is
gonna talk about the observation. They're not gonna talk about that.
the thing about this one is well, I guess you could be right, because when we talk about the black swan and not seeing a geometric horizon, they go, okay, let's move to exhibit B, where we talk about refraction for an hour, which has completely nothing to do with nothing. So it's like, I can see your point there, but I just don't know where they'll go with it, because when the Black Swan first came out, there was silence for a while. Only thing we heard was, well, there's like three horizons there, don't you see? That's how it started, and then they started to, like, it was a snowball effect. It got bigger and bigger,
Well,
and then
truth
they
be
really
told,
just
man.
like,
Truth be told, like if they stay quiet long enough, I think they might be relying on that. If they just don't acknowledge the argument, they're hoping it'll go away.
well, I mean,
So
It's
good
very,
fucking luck with that, because just like with the Selenilian eclipse, I will be championing this.
isn't it very strange how they meandered over to our position with that whole thing with the Black
There's
Swan? I came in right then at the Black Swan. The Black Swan. I came into the server.
they're probably holding meetings. Like, okay, so this is pretty bad. Like this looks really bad. Kind of like the doctors and the doctors surrounding the CV thing, right? Like where they were emailing each other and they're like, so this looks really bad. Like how are we gonna take care of this? Like we're like, all right, we got to come up with something. We got to have a strategy. Like somebody
Yeah,
think of something.
like a boardroom meeting they were having. They must have. They had to have.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the fly on the wall would have been like to hear that
mhm.
conversation? That would have been incredible to hear.
So now the next thing I want to go, not really go over, but I want to ask you. Well, first, let me, man, because oh boy, uh, I don't think, I just don't, I don't. I'm gonna have to, catch him where he hangs. He's not on now, so I don't know. Okay, so Lou, are you one of the people that thinks that the epistemological approach to the natural and physical world being the scientific method, do you think that the results aren't empirical, meaning you can't prove anything?
um, Hmm. Oh, that is actually a toughie. All right,
All
I'll
right,
give you this.
let's drop
So
it. If it's tough, don't
no,
even.
no, 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 no. It's fine. All right. So science, science. I kind of agree with the point that science strives to find knowledge, right? Science is looking for knowledge, but I think science is also
Let's not do it. Let's not do it.
no, no,
That's
no.
because
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
you're doing the. Let me tell you what, like, because I said epistemological approach. What is the epistemological approach? First, there's an observation, and then there's a very
Yeah,
specific question.
right.
Is what I assume is causing that? The answer is only yes or no. That's what makes it empirical. That's what I mean. So if you're not
Well,
going to answer that, what
no,
I specifically mean, then it
I think
doesn't
that's
matter.
extremely valid. I think that's extremely valid. I think that is most of what it is. But science does include for the idea of like this idea that you cannot know something for sure unless you have all of the information, all the data, all the evidence, right?
I
And
mean,
so
that
there
is.
is
Wouldn't you? Would you
like there's
agree?
no such. Do you
Would
agree?
you?
Do you agree? Hold on. Do you agree that there's no such thing as settled science?
Well, that's a complete red herring away from my epistemology that I just laid out. That's why I was
No.
going to
Well,
ask, do you agree it's different? Because again, I can definitely ask a question in a if this then that, or if this then not that scenario. Those things are like that's true. Whatever everyone else thinks science is, they can come to these other, you know, determinations of, well, I'm
when you
not
say things like does science like solve things like or prove things, it's like case shut. All of a sudden, case shut. This is the science, and
not
it's
not case shut. It's just because I'm focused on operation. Like when I say epistemology, I'm talking about function. I'm talking about structure. So when someone else uses the word science like I use it, but the structure is different, we're not talking about the same thing. Just because we're both saying science doesn't mean we're both following the same method. That's why I was very specific. Now, if there's some other kind of epistemology where it's like, you can get with this or you can get with that, maybe, maybe not. I'm not even
I,
refuting or
I'll
questioning or
say
challenging that.
I like the scientific method. I think it does an excellent job of isolating causes and effects in the natural world, natural science, things that we can manipulate and everything else. I understand when it comes to the type of topic that we're talking about, that most of it is unfalsifiable. And therefore, natural science and the scientific method might not be applicable in this way. Like, we just literally, you can have tons of questions that you cannot answer. You cannot science the shit out of it because
Yeah,
it's beyond science, right?
yeah, well, it's beyond the method I laid out, but perhaps another epistemological approach will suffice. Which we're all say. I mean, I've said that. Just to throw a name out there, yeah, QE said that. We're all in agreement. Sure, there are other ways to knowledge. I was
That
just
you can.
asking a simple question about specifically one thing.
All right. Are you talking? Then my question to you before I answer that would be: are you talking about only natural science, things that we can actually tangibly handle and manipulate?
And make claims about. Yes.
Okay. In which case, yes, I agree with you completely. If it's stuff that we can actually like get grasp of and manipulate, then we can find the answer for sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's all. That's like I don't understand why people have to meld that together with some other method that's not that, but we call it science, and it's like something. It's like let that be that, and let other things be other things. Like it's not like we're
Well,
saying science is the
there is
only
a line, especially. It's just that a lot of the stuff that we talk about here is beyond that line. You know what I mean?
right. Like first of all, the shape of the earth has nothing to do with science. Like we know, like, but we
Yeah.
still have knowledge. Like that's the whole point. It so the problem really is that people claim cause and effect relationships within the physical and natural world that can't be validated. And when they do that, that's pseudoscience, but they
Yeah.
refuse to accept that that's what it is. We're not saying
Yeah.
everyone has to use
That's
the
where it becomes
scientific
a
method.
religion. Is all of a sudden they think that they all of a sudden think that because we have this higher authority of science that they get to determine our reality for us, and that's just not it. Like that, all of a sudden we got PhDs telling you their best opinion and calling it science. That's
Right.
not science.
Right. So All right, cool. I okay, so cool. Um, but cool. Cause there was a flat earther, some random, I don't even know who he was. He's a newbie or whatever. And he came in and he was like, well, he didn't just come in and say science doesn't prove things. He got to a point because he was trying to make a hypothesis, and it's like, well, why, if a hypothesis is a supposition as to what's causing something in the physical and natural world, why would you use that word for a different approach? Like, why not? Why not just? I just don't know, right? So he's trying to make a
Uh,
point.
it might
He's
be
trying to make a.
purposely muddying the waters. Like,
Well, you're a smart man. Um, but he said science doesn't prove things. He threw that in there. I was like, oh wow, that's where we are. Um, so now Jaren, he spoke to McToon the other
yeah,
day,
I don't
or
really
the
want
other
to get
week.
too much into that thing. I understand people
Well,
are really hurt
we
by it.
we don't
I
we
just,
don't have to. I'm not gonna force you to. I'm not gonna do that to you. Um, I was just like totally confused when I, you know, asked one of my bros about it. And to my surprise, he said that he openly disagrees with the horizontal baseline argument. I'm not exactly clear.
I watched. I think it might be being taken a little bit farther than what he intended. And yeah, what
No,
he
that
said,
that
I can
wasn't that.
see how.
No, what I'm talking about my friend. I'm not even talking about Jaren anymore. That's why I said that I'm not going to do you like
Okay.
we're not getting that deep. I'm just like I'm not. Maybe I'm experiencing cognitive dissonance. I don't know. He said that he's not on board with the horizontal baseline, meaning that celestial navigation cannot work on a globe argument. And instead of saying, "What are you retarded?" my brain goes, "Well, obviously I don't know what he means cuz he can't mean what it sounds like it means."
Well, and you
So,
can't call him retarded without him being attacked, and then he won't. He'll be on defense if you call him retarded. He's gonna think you're
yeah,
just an asshole if you call him retarded.
of course I'm not
Hey,
going to call him retarded. I don't know what it could mean other than I don't believe that you need a horizontal plane to do celestial navigation, or in other words,
man,
get
look,
elevation
listen,
angle.
listen, bro. We need to settle this right here, right now, before people start going out with this litmus test witch hunt on flat earthers. Okay, it's not unreasonable for somebody who doesn't have a fully fledged view on it, or
He
someone who does have a
does. That's
fully
the
fledged view.
problem. He's
Okay, if
argued
they
it in
say
here.
that's fine. If listen,
With the
if
okay,
they
go ahead.
say, if they say, in this view that I have, I can
Did he cut out?
look.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
damn.
Beep, beep. This is where
Okay, well, let's
CB's
say they have,
beep would be perfect.
so they have that view, right? That they see it working for whatever their reasoning is. Okay, let's say their reasoning is flawed or the reasoning is correct. It's highly irrespective because if it's the case that the surface water's flat, then no interpretation of the sky and how you use that interpretation to do anything on the earth really matters, because if the water's flat, it's flat. It doesn't change anything. So if you go around asking people, like, let's say, hey, you're a flat earther? Yeah, I am. Okay, do you think that you can do celestial navigation on a sphere? And they say yes. And you say, oh, I'm excommunicating you from the club. I mean, that would be entirely inappropriate, don't you think?
Well, this
No,
really comes down to something we've been talking about for years now, like many
no.
years now. Like
Well,
like
wait,
le-
wait. No, I don't, because on one hand you have those flat earthers choosing to attack the people who do say that it can't work on a globe.
Okay, we'll remove that. Remove that from this person, so he's not guilty of that. All right. He just holds a view that, okay, I believe, for whatever reasons, my reasons are my reasons. I
Let
can,
me poke
he
in here real
explains them.
quick. Just a couple sentences. So, like,
Fuck.
most people, unfortunately, wrongly believe that level is curved without even knowing that they believe that. They believe that they live on a ball and that water also finds level. They think
Mhm,
that water itself and level itself is conforming to a ball.
mhm,
Right.
mhm,
And
And
then how was that?
in doing so, they think that there's they don't understand the conflict, like level being flat, like and plumb.
Right, but what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I don't I don't understand how you don't see how this fits in. Let me fill in.
I'm still trying to figure it out too, man.
Maybe I fucked up. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm not making it a witch hunt. I'm only asking the flat earthers that I call my bros. Lou, as annoying as he is sometimes, that's my boy. I like Lou. We play COD Mobile together. I think he's a cool guy. So I just was trying to get his opinion. Because I don't even know where he's at with the whole horizontal baseline thing. Because it's not about an argument. It's simply it. I mean, for Christ's sakes, it's an elevation angle. An elevation angle
Man,
is a
It,
horizontal is a
you know where
vertical
I'm at.
measure.
Do you remember Lou's first law?
What?
Up is up and down is down, motherfucker.
Yep.
Like for
Are,
everybody.
are you a as above so below guy?
Oh my
No,
goodness.
well, I mean, actually, uh, it depends on what you mean by that. But like,
The sky is flat. That's where I'm at.
yeah. Well,
I
I mean,
mean, we've both spoken
everything is
about
level.
how the stars look like a blanket of star,
Hey,
like a.
Elijah, you notice how irrelevant whether I'm yielded to or not, I'm not allowed to finish my point. You notice that?
All right.
I done gave up already, so don't worry about it. I'm just pointing out so you notice that.
Is it my fault or Elijah's?
It's probably
yours.
both. I did it too.
No, yours. What's your point, AI?
Oh, my point is, if somebody is completely benign except they just disagree on a certain point within the flat earth realm of arguments, they don't need to be instantly castigated or
For
excommunicated.
instance, it's not about opinions.
The what? One more
It's not
time?
about opinions. It either is or it isn't. So what are we talking
Right, but
about?
they don't know that yet, is my point.
They don't know what yet.
Whoever it is, if they haven't come to a conclusion or informed themselves enough on a point, right?
I think you're
Then
saying
they
that
No,
don't
that's
they
what I'm
don't
saying.
have
most people are
yeah.
living
He
in a subjective reality, even
Hold
though
on
they're
a
no,
living in
second.
an
Hold on a
objective.
second, Lou. Go ahead, Elijah. What did you just say? That's good.
he's
That's not what Elijah's talking about.
yeah, he's argued alongside me on this argument. I just don't understand how he could say he's not on board with the horizontal baseline, meaning that you can do celestial navigation. You can't do celestial navigation on the globe thing. I don't understand what that means. And like
That
I said, perhaps I'm experiencing cognitive dissonance because
no, you're experiencing somebody that would fail third grade geometry. That's what you're experiencing right now.
I mean, it's more of a psychology kind of thing, like cognitive dissonance and stuff. Like
No.
people
It's
don't.
a failure in third grade geometry, and that's it.
I don't know if that's it though. I mean,
Yeah, it is
that
it.
might be true. That might be true to a certain extent, but like
No, the full extent.
people constantly listen. People constantly contradict themselves, and they fail to realize when they do so.
People
They
like
they
who?
people. What do you mean, like who? Like
Well, you
you're
said
like your mom.
people.
Like your mom. Go and ask
Well,
her
people.
questions
We're
about
not
the
talking
fire.
about
Oh,
your
I guess.
sister. I mean, I don't walk around
Yeah.
contradicting my sister. You know, I don't do it. Am I people? So stop. Just chill with the generalizations. Let's get specific,
Almost
right?
specific. Let's
Yeah.
get almost
Let's
specific, but not.
hyper specific, right? That never hurt anyone, did it? I hate to talk about vague generalities. I'd rather eat glass shards.
No, I do too. I literally cursed the dude out the other day, kicked him out for being too vague. So I can't be a hypocrite now.
Well, I'm not telling you. I'm just saying, get specific. I mean, if this gentleman, first of all, the horizontal baseline argument, he doesn't know what an elevation angle is. He doesn't know what a fucking triangle is. He would fail third grade geometry. Simple. Is there any other way to look at it? Please.
I mean, there's a good chance that he passed third grade geometry and also felt to believe something else and doesn't realize the contradiction.
Well, that's even dumber.
It might be
Yeah.
dumb, but that's the case with most people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
a lot of
mean,
people don't have to face contradictions because they don't have to think about both propositions at the same time in their lives. Like for me, like I went through my entire Army career without one time thinking about the curve of the Earth, not one time, or the Coriolis, or any of these things that Army people are allegedly supposed to think about all the time. I didn't think about it once, so it never crossed my mind to think about it and to then apply it to what I was doing to see any contradictions because it never came up.
Well,
but
I'm
these
in
are
the same.
all examples of that are not analogous to the situation. Like we know damn well that everyone here has been, talking about elevation angles for I don't know how long. There's just no way that someone can say you can get an
Oh.
elevation angle off of a curved
Oh,
surface. It's
wait a second now.
impossible.
Wait a second now. Are you
Don't do it.
saying that this
Don't do
person?
it.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Are you saying that this person you're referring to argued that point against globetards and now all of a sudden changed his position?
Yeah.
Oh,
The-
we're in a totally different realm now. Now we're into lion sewer rat. I'll bet you I know who that is.
all right,
Are you
class is
friends
over,
with,
guys.
Soundly? No. Wait, no, not Soundly.
Elderly?
Ew, why did you bring that up?
No. Name a flat earther that flip flop. Are you friends with them?
Name a flat earther who's a lion sewer rat double speaking clown. I can. You got some time?
Yeah, there's a fair share on both sides, obviously.
You know who's at the head of that list?
This is a game that I don't know if I want to play, but who's at the top?
It's 60. Bet you it's him. Shits it. That you know him as Witsit, but his name is Shitsit 60. That is that once he gets backed into a corner, he just shits it. It just shits out from him. That means he makes shit up. In 60s, his IQ. And I wasn't done yet.
Yeah.
In 60s, his IQ. I'm highballing, but you get the picture. Yeah. There you go. Yep.
Look, QE, like I have a ton of respect for you, but I also don't agree with everything that you. I know you don't.
It's not a case of agree or disagree. You're in the wrong genre.
But I would like to give you my opinion on this. So
what your opinion?
Yeah,
really?
the way I feel. Yeah, my opinion.
The way you feel after the evidence has already been provided. Have you listened to the evidence?
No, look, man.
Yeah. Hold on.
My point that I want to make is that this whole thing about throwing each other under the bus.
Time out, Lou. Time out.
I'm
Time
out.
out.
What am I like stepping over
No,
fucking boundaries?
no, you're not. I'm just asking. I'm just saying time out because I just want to make something clear or point something out. So it's perfectly reasonable to get defensive. In fact, I already sensed it when I brought up Jaren, and you were like, "I don't know if I." That's totally. I
Yeah.
get it.
Look,
Meanwhile,
I don't think we should
meanwhile,
be consuming
as
each
much
other.
as much as as much as Witsit is my boy, I can't defend. Um, I can't there's like a 3 pack that QE is puts out as like an audio. You listen to them and it's like I'd rather just like you. I'd rather just not face it. I don't know what I'm listening to. You know.
Look, are you for freedom of speech? Do you think people should be allowed to say what they think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
they'll be held accountable for it also.
All
Lou,
right. Well,
Lou, are you double speaking, Lou shit?
What? What does that have to
Lou,
do with anything?
no, I want to ask him what I want. I'm asking Lou. Lou, are you double speaking flat earther? Lou shit, are you?
I
What?
don't think I double speak. I'm pretty
Okay,
clear
great.
about
That
what I
mean you
think
are
here.
not. That mean you are not. Okay, that's good. And tick that for yourself, and you are good. And I think
Right.
that you are good.
No, thank you. I'm glad you think so. But I'm just saying, like,
So
I also think that
let's
Jaron.
not
I
turn a
also think that
legitimate
Jaron
critique
says.
into let me now assess you instead, QE, because you're pointing out this critique that is, I would say, is unnecessary. It's like why do that? I mean,
Look, these internal
are you
critiques
are you
are
gonna do that?
necessary.
Are you gonna do that for QE if Witsit's on a tirade? I want uh, would you do it then? Probably not. Let's not be biased here.
I just feel like I keep being stopped because people don't want me to talk about how important it is for people to like have their opinions without necessarily being torn down from the fucking rooftops. You can have your criticism,
What?
but to try to get a gang of people to like tear them down, it's kind of cultish, honestly. Like whether
You know the kid
I don't
earlier.
necessarily agree with Jaren or with Witchett on a lot of things, and I don't necessarily agree with UQE on some things. Also, I
You're
agree with a lot of things you say. You
category
know,
error. Category error. You're talking about agreement and disagreement. I'm not talking about that.
no, dude, the way that it goes is like you use your influence to try to get a cult of people who do not know what they're talking about to tear down another person.
Now, I would say,
A person
I would say, oh,
can
this is important.
multiply
This is
your
important.
fucking size.
This is important because QE's not always here. You're not always here, but your sentiment is echoed throughout the entire community. Okay, and because of that sentiment, a kid came in here. AI can back me up. A kid came in here the other day, feeling like we would treat him like we didn't treat him. As a matter of fact, we had an entire hour conversation with him. And at the end of that conversation, he still felt like that he felt the need to say that we were gatekeeping him and we were painting him into a corner when we clearly weren't. We was allowing him to get his points out, and he still probably went away and told people he shared the same sentiment that you would share when we were totally reasonable towards him,
Well,
and that's fucked up.
he didn't have the same kind of like uh I mean, I've been around a long time. You guys will pause to allow me to speak from time to time when you're not canceling my fucking sentence. Okay, but I have a little bit of I, I have the gall to fucking continue forward with it. Somebody in his position is less likely to do so.
But you
They're
didn't
going
hear
to
what I
have
just
that
said.
fear.
We let him speak for an hour, and he managed to indirectly try to call us materialists. He tried to say he wasn't trying to, give us false dichotomies when he literally was giving false dichotomies. He was contradicting himself and saying that we were painting him into a corner when we clearly weren't. We weren't
I don't know.
really
I've
over.
seen it happen over and over again. You guys paint people into plenty of corners. I don't know
Well,
what happened in
AI
that
back me up,
situation,
like,
but
what's the point of
Okay,
saying
okay,
what
look,
you've
look,
seen
look,
when
look,
that's not?
check this out. Check this out. Arguing someone and using the Socratic method to elucidate their arguments into the corner where their arguments lead is not the same thing as corralling them into a corner or forcing them down. I see. This is just, to be honest, like you said, it's your opinion.
yeah,
So
but in this case, this is one of those instances where all of a sudden there's certain people coming out and saying you're not entitled to that opinion or that position. You're not entitled to
what?
that thought,
So
No,
and you're
what?
not.
So think
You're
about it this way. Think about it this way.
especially
Their
not entitled to
ability.
say
Who
that thought.
cares, dude? Someone's, even if someone says you're not entitled to a thought, what authority do they have to rob you of your entitlement to that thought? The answer is none. So what are they going to do?
None,
If you
none.
then
But
give up
what they
your
do
thoughts,
instead,
that's your
what
fault.
they do instead is stop you from saying it
How?
by muting or banning
Okay,
or whatever
okay, yep,
else.
yep, yep. So then, so that in order for your point to carry, somebody like Quantum Eraser would have to go to Jaren's platform and shut his platform down.
No, I'm not talking about. Look, they can have their thing
do you see how you
between each
turned the
other.
conversation from I laid out what happened and you gave a scenario of how you feel based on what
No,
you've experienced?
I was
No,
what I was
don't
just
say
talking about,
no.
Elijah,
Don't say
was
no.
your. I wasn't talking
Don't,
about Jaren in this case. I was talking
don't
about
that's what
your
I'm
instance with this
saying.
guy who
I
came
just
in
said
here.
that. Don't say no because I told you. Now you can believe or not believe me. That's not the point. There's an audio of this. I told you we let him speak for an hour. We totally let him get his point across. All we did was point out the flaws in his logic. He chose not to accept it. And then he got unreasonable to the point where he started hurling slurs at us, talking about we're ad homing people.
They
We
all
weren't
do that.
ad homing, doing things that we actually weren't doing. And I'm telling you what it is, and you're saying, well, maybe you did the opposite of what you just told me you
No,
did.
this isn't fair because I'm getting two different conversations. It's either I'm defending Jaren or I'm defending this guy I never heard the conversation for. Like this isn't
Well,
really
dude,
fair.
let's hold on. Let's hold on though. What are you talking about then? You
Because
tell us.
In the last few minutes, I was referring to Elijah's story and only giving a circumstantial type of a thing that I have seen uh, happen.
which
Okay,
wasn't the
so like I'm
case.
not talking
Which
about his
wasn't the
specific.
case. Which wasn't the case. I told you what was the case, and then you changed the circumstances to
Yeah.
make a point.
Yeah, so here's a bunch of good things that happened. Yes, but bad things have happened before. Okay then. Then what? Now's the time for a solution. Let's go. What is your solution?
Then what? Um,
Exactly. Then what?
okay, well, if you want a solution, then what is we are really bad at being understanding of people's like place where they come from. We're really bad at trying to empathize with them, which is the only way you're going to win them over if that's your goal. We try to make an example out of them instead of convince them or win them over.
Mm.
Okay.
Uh, so if your goal when you're talking to somebody is to get them to see the light, see the truth, and to get the understanding, then you have to give a little and give and take. You have to be able to
I
empathize.
did. I
You
let
have
him
to.
propose a phenomena that wasn't real. What else can I do?
I don't know. I wasn't there to.
I gave him
I
something that
wasn't
was
there to hear the
unnatural
conversation.
and purely hypothetical.
Lou, maybe you should be there every conversation. That way you can make sure they go great.
uh, Yeah, that is some kind of fallacy right there, because that's unfair what you just tried to say to me.
You sure? You sure it's unfair?
Yeah, it's unfair to ask somebody to be there for every conversation that other people have. Yeah, that's unfair.
Well, it's also unfair to show up to the conversations you don't have and armchair quarterback them with insinuations, right? But it's not unfair to critique a general way of being and offer solutions. That's not unfair.
That was fair.
Uh that sounds like word salad, personally, but
Oh, shit.
Okay, I volunteered
Well,
while
I
you
yeah,
did
guys
dude,
start.
talked
I
for the
Sorry, I
fell
longest.
did
down,
start it. So
but
you answered my questions. Like I just wanted to have that conversation. I'm
Dude, literally, like you and I were talking, we were having a good conversation. It's like AI wanted to get in the mix, and then QE wanted to get in the mix. He's gone.
What?
AI is still here.
I'm
Friggin'
not gone. I'm right here.
see
I'm
how
not
he lets you
gone.
I get
go.
it.
See
I'm
that?
not
See,
gone.
Kiwi is mad reasonable. Look at that.
I'm not gone. I'm right here. I wanted
yeah.
to listen to what you had to say.
I appreciate that, QE. I wasn't looking at the chat. I assumed you were gone because I haven't heard you in a while,
Well, I wanted
man.
to listen. I wanted to listen to what you had to say, and then we went off on another incoherent topic. That had nothing to do. Elijah's point had nothing to do with what I was saying.
Well, neither of you were here when we were talking in the beginning. Like, I mean, AI
Sure.
was here, but he wasn't in the mix. Like,
All right. Well,
Understood.
the conversation has evolved, but that's what I'm saying. Thank you for the conversation that we had, and I do think that when it comes to a fair critique and assessment of what's going on currently, I don't think that
Yeah.
you're willing to go there. Is
Right.
all I'm.
Right.
yeah,
Elijah. Elijah.
okay. Let me
Let's talk.
summarize. Let me summarize. No, no. Instead of summarizing it
Whoa,
for
whoa.
me, yeah, I'll agree with you. But like, look, when it comes to the flat earther versus flat earther thing, there's a lot of different ideas and people who disagree with each other. This is like clearly very apparent.
But what
Wait,
do you
wait,
I
do
wait,
don't
you
wait,
think
wait,
realize?
wait,
Do
wait,
you
I
wait.
don't
realize
think
that I
I
was
don't think
trying
we should
to?
be.
Do you realize that I was trying to relate to you that that flat earther that came in was the one that tried to cause the the thing that you're saying you
Right.
don't want.
You're talking about
It
Jaren
wasn't
and
me. It
Exactly.
Lucas,
wasn't
right?
us.
I mean, I don't mind.
No,
No,
that's not
no,
Talking
not
like
about
goodness,
Jaren.
Jaren.
dude.
No, not Jaren. And even if it was Jaren, you're saying you don't give a fuck. You see how
Okay,
biased that is?
I'm not
let's go.
saying I
Let's
don't
get
give
into
a
some
fuck. I'm not
explicits.
saying I don't
Okay.
give a fuck.
Okay.
What I'm saying is
Uh,
that nobody should be doing these things. Like
Dude. We
we're the
agree.
minority. We're the minority when it comes to all this stuff. Do you think the Globers, when they listen to this conversation or any other related to it, do you think that they are going, oh my God, like we're losing? No, they're not doing that. They're going, this is hilarious. Flat earthers are tearing
Cares.
each other down.
Why should I care, dude?
Why should
Second
you
of
care
all,
that we're tearing each other down?
No, why should I care what the Globers think?
Can I
Because
please say something?
Globers are the
yeah, I was just
majority.
gonna say
Like
Flatsy's
Globers are the
trying to
people
Well,
do
you're
that.
that's
trying to
great.
convince.
That's great,
They're the
Lou.
ones that
But
you want to win
see,
over.
the problem is, Lou, you're not given any specifics and specific solutions.
Well,
Like, for
Flatsy's
example, this
trying to.
this kid that came in the other day, we reasoned him for him to agree that he had something that couldn't be practically tested in reality, only existed in a mental experiment, and only was in affirming the consequent fallacy. After he agreed to all that, his attitude was, yeah, but.
It does, and they're perfectly satisfied with yeah, but they don't think they lost with yeah, but.
No, but the yeah, but came with him. Like, here's
Him
what the yeah,
attacking
but
us.
here
He,
exactly,
he then attacked us.
exactly.
We reasoned him very reasonably, I might add. And by the way, I was very gracious to him, giving him help in the way to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. And in the end, he basically was impugning us. So this is the same thing that happened, by the way, and I was there listening to the whole thing live, interacting with it with
I'm not
Jaren
talking
and
about
Bob.
that conversation. I told you I never
I don't
heard it.
care. Okay, fine. I'm talking about Jaren and Bob. So back then, Nathan was on a show with them talking about a specific thing about the gyro, and Bob was trying to say that what he was doing was following the scientific method. And Nathan critiqued him on it live on the spot, and Bob got upset about it. And the fallout from that was that they fired on Nathan for doing nothing but critiquing them. And that's where that train of history all traces back to.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind critique on each other. Like we can criticize each other without like putting them on a stake. You
Well,
know what I
tell
mean?
them that.
Yes, see, this is the problem. These types of people have a rational, reasonable discussion where they disagree. You argue with them and demonstrate that they're wrong. They then start hurtling insults and character assassination and calling you all kinds of things that malign your character and your moral intents. You then respond for their bad behavior, and then somehow it gets flipped on you that you're the initiator of the bad behavior.
I look. I'm not fighting for Jaren. Like if he said like the things that he said about like bad actors or what was his words on that specifically, it was like
Scammers.
scammers. Yeah, like he shouldn't have said that. I absolutely should
Right.
not have.
Okay, yeah, but see the problem is that his acolytes won't challenge him and scrutinize him like the people in here scrutinize each other.
Bam, precisely what I was going to say. We
I'm
challenge each
sorry,
other
Frank.
in here just as much each other as we
Yep.
do the Globers.
Nobody's
That's
beyond
what this
reproach.
place is supposed to be about.
Nobody is beyond reproach.
Yeah, and nobody's beyond proach either.
Right. And if you're caught lying, sewer ratting, and double speaking, you're a lying sewer rat and a double speaker. This isn't a case of agree, disagree. You either is you or is you ain't a liar.
Yeah.
I like that one. That one's cute.
So I'd be hard pressed, I would imagine, to find a Jaren acolyte that actually, and I'm not saying I couldn't find one, but I'm saying it would be hard to find one who said, Jaren, you can't just castigate an entire group of people that believe a proposition because you disagree with it and are upset with people who promote it over here, right? And then you're going to say everyone who agrees with them is a scammer or something wrong with them. You can't do that. That is not good thinking, and it's immoral to treat people that way. And
I
then
mean, if he
then
stands
what?
by that, if he stands by it, like if he doubles down, did he double down, QE? Did he
Yes.
double and triple
In
down?
Yes.
half
Yes.
this room, he just called me a scammer just the
Hold
other
on.
day.
All right.
He
I
just
posted it for
Okay,
you, dude.
I can't stand behind that. But like, I would have loved to have given him the benefit of the doubt to say, like, yeah, I could have chosen better words. I didn't
Dude,
mean
you
to
ain't
say
been
they were
paying
scanners,
attention.
you know.
Dude, you ain't been paying attention for the past 3 years if you think that's what Jaren's going to do. He's demonstrated how he acts when he starts to castigate people, right?
He's already doubled down and tripled down. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over for him and Shits It.
And oh, by the way, he also put it out in text form, so in print in his channel, basically saying, "You, sir, now look, we don't even have to parse out the merits of the argument. Okay, it's just let's just say it's a proposition. One side thinks this, the other side thinks that. They could both be right or wrong. They could both be wrong. It doesn't matter." He said, "If you agree with them and not with me, you're a scammer." I
exactly.
mean, come on. That's like,
That's
listen,
That's crazy.
I gave an apology in a legalese format, and I didn't name Jaren the other day, right? And somebody said, oh, wait a minute, you're talking about Jaren? I'm like, no, because a flat earther would never be so stupid, never be so unintelligent to make a moral imputation upon somebody simply because they don't agree with your interpretation. A flat earther would never do such a thing, so a flat earther would never have to apologize for doing such a thing, right? Obviously, impugning his character by proxy, correct? but that's because he fired the first moral blood. That's the
Right.
The
point.
sickness is
Yeah. And,
spreading too.
if he would have, if he would have been, humble enough to say, hey, maybe I was a little harsh in my words or whatever, like I would have definitely appreciated that. Like if he would have done so, but by doubling down and whatever else he done, like that it might be taking it to
He
another level.
sat down with
Now I
Mick
guess it's fighting words,
Toon.
right?
He
But
sat
it
down
was
with an anti-flat earther, Mick Toon, and
well, yeah.
basically
He's
called me
been
and
doing
half
that.
the room. Called me and half the. Okay, so this is what happened. He sat down with Mick Toon. Mick Toon, quote unquote, fixed him like a dog. Fixed him. Educated him on celestial navigation. Not really. And at the end of that conversation, just because of what Mick Toon told him, called those of us, me, who say that you cannot do celestial navigation on a globe specifically because the first step is getting an elevation angle. He called me a scammer for that.
Like
How do
like
you do
literally
that?
directly to you.
Anyone who says that you
Was
can,
it directly to you?
Dude.
anyone who thinks that celestial navigation can't be done on a globe, he
So it
called a
wasn't
scammer.
direct. It wasn't direct though.
But yes, but it's not just that. It's not only are you a scammer, but you also are stupid and you're making Flat Earth look stupid because I, Jaren, need to point out that you're a scammer. Otherwise, other people wouldn't know that you're scamming and that you're stupid.
Hmm.
Yep.
So this
Yeah.
proposition encompasses everyone under that umbrella. Okay, so if you make this assertion,
No.
celestial navigation can only be done on a flat Earth, right? He's saying if you'd say that, you're a scammer and stupid.
No, he identified the Oakley crew.
Yeah, but it goes beyond that. But yes, he did
Yeah, I'm
specifically
saying
name.
after that, he went on more to generalize it to anybody who falls under that umbrella.
I listened to the clip that you shared the other day when I was asking about it because I wasn't privy to it like right off the bat, and I was like, "What the fuck is this drama?" You know what I mean? And right away, I'm just kind of like, I kind of want to stick my fingers in my mouth and fucking throw up. Like I'm just like, this is bullshit. Like, first off, Jaron is wrong, but I also think that we might be making a bigger deal out of something that benefits the Globers more than
It's
Flat
not
Earthers.
benefiting
Like,
no Globers. We're cleaning our own house. We got a fucking cancer in here. It's been here for years, and I'm gonna fucking root it out.
What? What
What?
That's
kind
what
of
I wanted
cancer are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, that cancer. Fucking globe dumpsters. Jaren, shits at 60. Those two. They're
Dude, I'm
gone.
glad you don't like Witsit either. Holy
It's not
shit.
that I don't like him. He's a demonstrated lying fucking sewer rat double speaker.
You know what,
And you have his
Quantumizer?
butt
You're
buddy,
my new best
Jaren,
friend.
who just gave up the fucking ghost of flat Earth. You might as well just call him a globe earther. Fuck. Wake the fuck up.
He kind of fails too, doesn't he?
Hold on, time out. Well, first of all, Ping Pong Pat, you're just VC verified.
Oh,
Who the
I'm
fuck are
sorry.
you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm new, guys.
I don't know if that should matter.
I'm a flat earther,
Yeah,
so
are you? I mean,
We're in the general public VC. Like he's verified to be here and have a voice.
to. That's true.
y-
And we need
my
to discuss
buddy,
the some of these
right?
yeah,
Does
yeah, but
not
he doesn't. But
involve
he
a
doesn't. But
new
it. But,
person in this conversation. These are for
exactly.
veterans in this conversation, not new people coming in who don't know dick. What the fuck, man? Are you fucking smoking some kind of shit?
Like the kind of shit where people who go through the fucking ringer and get verified, like go into a public
Give me a
speaking
So
forum,
now you're doing the. Now you're
so
doing the thing
where
that
you get
the
to
kid.
have a
Now you're
voice.
doing the thing that the kid was doing. No, we were talking about something that has history, And
I
I
didn't know that flat earthers were a bunch of fucking fascists. I seriously had no clue.
so you
Dude.
couldn't
Easy,
let me
guys.
So
finish.
now
I'm
we're
not. I'm
fascists.
not
Not you're
trying
a
to
fascist,
invade on
Elijah.
anybody's pride.
Elijah, you're a fascist.
I'm a fascist for
Yep.
asking a person who's jumping in on a conversation that I don't know. I'm a fascist when I just want to know who this guy is. I don't know who he
He's.
is
I'm
and
sorry.
why
I'm
he's.
sorry. You're absolutely right. That was rude of me to do that. I apologize, everybody.
We're talking about something specific. We were obvious. The conversation goes back for years. So what's
Right.
wrong with me wanting to know who the fuck is just stepping in here with just a VC verified role? Are you serious?
Nope, you're a
You gotta be a
fascist, Holmes.
mod. You gotta be at least a pseudo mod to have a voice in here.
That's not even what he's talking about, dude. He said, this is what Elijah said. We're
Blue, fun
talking about a specific topic that stretches back into the past, that if you're not aware of everything leading up from then till now, your opinion is kind of not really that worthwhile in that sense, because you don't have that backstory. That's not saying you don't have a voice. It's just saying you don't have the backstory for me to respect your opinion on this matter. Why would you just jump to these? Oh, if you're not a mod, you can't speak, or you're a fascist. I mean,
What are
dude,
you talking
get
about,
over it.
dude? Listen, AI. He was literally the moment he spoke up, it was who the fuck are you? What makes you think you have the right to speak? That's the way it was presented.
What's wrong with that?
Hey, I don't have any problem here with that.
Yeah,
I'm
Lou.
the new
Lou,
guy. Who cares?
exactly. New guy. Lou's trying to take your case, and you don't want him as your lawyer.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
like
I
Lou,
don't know
I didn't
anything
know
about
you. I
that.
didn't know
I
you
gotta
were
tell
such
you.
a. I didn't know you were such a liberal, Lou. I
No,
wanted to
I'm
know
not
who
a
the
liberal.
fuck he was.
Is it liberal? Is it liberal to want people to be able to have a voice? Is it liberal to speak to be free speech
Yo, bro,
absolutist?
he had VC
First Amendment,
verified. I didn't know
freedom of
who he
speech is
was. That was the only thing. So what? We were in a heated discussion. He came in hot, so I
Oh, my
responded in
bad.
kind. What was the problem?
No, my bad. Yeah, I totally get you now. I totally get you. I completely understand.
All
It
right,
My
was
so
bad.
fine
now we
for
can
a
Hey,
move
it's
on.
complete
hilarious.
stranger
I'm a
to.
liberal if I think
It
that
was
people
fine for a
that
complete stranger to barge in the middle of our
Oh God.
conversation. But he's a
I don't think he
fascist.
was
But
barging. I
I'm
don't
a
think he was
fascist.
barging.
But he's fine.
He had something. He was about to say something that was related to the conversation. He wasn't just going to barge
That's
in with
the
something
point.
How
I
the fuck
unrelated.
wanted
do
to
you
know if he
know?
fucking knew anything.
How the fuck do you know that? Can you divine the new guy's thoughts? What's his favorite color?
Blue, clear.
Okay, blue. Ping pong Pat, what's your favorite color?
Yellow.
Told you.
What the fuck, Blue?
That's the way
That
I'm
was a nice
choosing the
shot, though. I
situation.
mean, you got to give him
Uh,
credit.
loser.
Is blue second?
Green would be second. The color of weed and
Fuck
money.
you! All right,
Fuck
get
you.
the fuck out of here.
Well, yellow
Fucking
and blue
Elijah
make
and
green.
QE are right. Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of here.
You guys are funny.
All right, fine, whatever. Last
We get back to
conversation
can we
over.
get back to the discussion?
Yeah.
So we got upper tier flat earthers, right? That are self-appointed upper tier flat earthers. I don't know. They think they're upper tier, and they've been around here for a while. That are shown to be lying sewer rats. Lou, what do you want us to do?
It's a tough. That's a tough question. It really is. Like, what do you want to do about it? Like,
Hang them from a fucking
do we
yard
consider-
arm? How about I'm just spitballing here. How about hang them from a fucking yard arm?
Initiation.
Metaphorically.
As far as you know.
I mean, to do that, it sounds like you got to look at your public image and all that stuff. Like,
I don't give a shit.
if you try to say like this is accepted speech and this is unaccepted speech, or this is
Oh my
this is what
God.
all flat
Oh
earthers
yeah,
Who
but
think,
said that?
that's not what's happening, dude. The fuck,
Hold
dude. That's not
on.
happening. It's not happening, dude.
If you say this is what all real flat earthers say, and this is what fake flat earthers say,
That's
like
not what's
all of a sudden,
happening.
no, that's not happening.
Yes,
No,
for example, let's say somebody says something, you say, okay, this is a logical fallacy. Then they say something else. You say, okay, here he contradicted himself. And then they make a conclusion and say this conclusion is true, and you should believe it because I'm smart and I say so. And then the person critiquing him says, look, this person that says you should believe what he's saying is making a logical fallacy, contradicting himself while claiming he's telling you the truth. That's wrong. Okay, that's more in tune of what's happening. Now, yes, there's more colorful language being used, sure. But nobody's saying, if you don't agree with me, you can't speak. Nobody's saying that.
No, I'm hearing the opposite. If you agree with them, then you are not accepted.
Well,
you
think
So
about
know,
it
the
this way.
fallacy.
If you agree with a formal logical fallacy, right, as proof of something, then you're a dumbass. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Now, you may be ignorant, okay? So that's why you educate people on how these fallacies work. You demonstrate it. You give the logic form, the reasoning, give examples, and then you say, okay, this is obvious that you can't use fallacies to come to a necessary conclusion, right? You even be charitable and talk about that sometimes propositions are still true, even though they're not supported by bad reasoning, right? You say all of that. Then you say you shouldn't believe what this person's saying. You don't just say, "Oh, that person has red hair and is overweight, therefore don't believe what he's saying." Like this idea of this Gestapo going around and saying, "Oh, you're this, so you can't speak." That's
I
not
don't
really
trust people with red
happening.
hair. Don't
yeah,
trust
yeah,
people with red hair. That's
yeah.
okay. That's fine.
For,
People who burn in 5 seconds in the sun, don't trust them.
but
My
that's
son is
exactly what
finished.
happened the
Listen
other.
here.
Ah,
That's exactly what happened the other day. We pointed out the logical
We
fallacies.
heard it 5 times. We're talking cross purposes. Forget that guy the other day. You've got Lion Surat double speakers as your figureheads in your movement. What are you going to do? Lou,
Demonstrated.
what do you suggest we do?
I mean that's for everybody to decide on their own if they're actually what you say they are. Like
Well, the
What do you
evidence is
decide?
there.
What do you decide?
What? No, the evidence is there. It's either evidence or not. It's not based on an opinion. Either is or is you ain't a lion double speaker.
no, see that's the line is like you're saying that he is this, and you either agree with me or you
I don't
agree
agree,
with them.
disagree. I put the evidence out there. It's a yes or no.
You don't
Okay,
think that
let's
there's
just
more than a dichotomy when it comes to this?
Yeah, no, they're fucking liars.
Lou.
Well, wait, Lou, did you hear the three audios?
The audios. Like,
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
heard
put it.
some of.
I'm
I
gonna put
heard
them.
some of what was said by Jaron. I don't know what the
Oh
rest of
my
this is
God! So
about.
you don't even know what we're talking about then?
Nope.
Oh my God. It's like sitting in a bar.
Yep.
Dude,
Did you watch? Did you
why should
watch
I have to?
hey, did you watch the game last night? No, but that quarterback surely
Well,
didn't
look,
do the right thing.
the clip that you shared 2 days ago, probably AI, when I was asking about it, I watched it, and yeah, Jaron. In fact, I had already watched, I think, most of that stream. I just didn't really like pick it apart. It was like in the background. And then you posted that clip, and yeah, I agree. Like he threw people under the bus. He did, and I kind
Right.
of think he
This
definitely did.
this is what
Lou,
we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna
Lou,
do. We're gonna play
Lou.
it on
I
bot.
already put them. I put the 3 in. We're talking about 2 different people, but they're connected by the lips. So I put it at 20 minutes after the hour. Shit's at 60. 3 of them.
Let's play it. I'm gonna mute the live stream because other mods
Yeah.
say that that's mod abuse or whatever, whatever. Can we do that? Can we just play it
Yes.
now? We can all be on
No.
the same.
No. No. Not until you learn the proper terminology. Deafen the live stream.
Oh, whatever I said. I don't know.
Muting it does nothing.
Shut up, live stream. Like, all right.
I wanted to ask a question, and this is more so for kind of both sides. If I'm
Both
looking beyond the
sides. What does that mean?
like both sides of the argument, I guess you could say, if
What
there is
argument?
both sides of, people, I guess you could call them Glovers.
You're
If
talking
they,
about a globe. You're talking
if
about
there
globe.
is Glovers here,
No, there isn't. We're talking about another subject. Lou, go on Deafen and listen to those 3 videos while we entertain our new guy. How about that? Is that fair?
I'd
I'm gonna
rather
do it
listen to
too.
you,
I'm gonna do it.
honestly. But like, what am I missing? Just give me a summary. Like, who are the
No, you
guys?
need to hear it.
No, see what I'm. That's why I wanted to play it on the live so everybody
This
can
is
hear it
the
at the
evidence.
same time.
Man, it don't matter, dude. Look. It's fine if you don't want to listen right now, but reserve weighing in on these matters until you listen to it. How about that?
My whole thing it's about consuming each other. Like we're doing damage to the whole movement when we do this. While they fucking
We
can't.
aren't
No.
doing that. We aren't doing that. They are doing that.
And there, that's their undoing.
I can understand that perspective. I would have to listen further to make a valid judgment about it. I agree, but like
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we either way, dirty laundry shouldn't be aired. Like
That's
I
why I
guess what I'm
wanted to
getting.
deafen live.
Dude,
What
dude,
the
dude,
hell?
dude, dude.
I mean, come
Dude,
on.
they literally have episode after episode after episode of this kind of stuff. They have people sending super chats about this kind of stuff, okay? The dirty laundry hasn't just been aired, it's been delivered to everyone's houses, and mobsters have broken your house and shoved it down your throat. It's out of the bag. It's too late to put it back.
Ugh. It sounds too gross for me to fucking really give 2 shits about. Honestly, I'd rather just separate myself from it.
How do
What?
you
Well,
how do you do that?
I'm backing the fuck out of the conversation. Like, dude, dude, I've left servers plenty of times before. I'll just fucking leave. I don't want to be in the middle of the mix.
dude,
All right.
you could be in the server without being in the mix. I mean, all you have to do is restrain yourself from commenting on things you don't know the full details. There you go.
My bad for not
Otherwise,
being here.
otherwise, just
My
ask
bad for not
questions.
being here 12 hours a day. Jesus Christ.
Well, how it goes then is like this: you ask questions.
And, and get answers like, side with me, these guys are bad people.
No, you
Oh
get
my,
answers like
oh my
listen to the
goodness, dude!
audio. You get answers
Listen,
like listen to the audio. That's what you get
Elijah,
answers
my
like.
friend Elijah. What Lou just said explains his entire disposition. After all we just said to him, that's his summation, which is clearly exuding from a personal bias rather than a rational mind.
Yes, because it's like the third time you shared that sentiment.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
dude, I know
Lou,
that
no offense,
everybody
Lou,
uses
but you're not capable of having this discussion.
well, I'm not capable of having an opinion about how
No,
people
not an
fucking behave.
opinion. Not that. No, we're talking about this discussion in particular.
Yeah,
You
I've seen this
demonstrated
type
it.
of thing happen before.
Okay, so what are you going to do about it?
Ignore it, and it will move
Okay.
on. It'll go away.
Yeah, so that's great. So apathy is your solution.
There ain't no
In this case,
forgetting.
yeah.
There ain't no forgetting.
You see, I just want to put an aside real quick because a lot of people like to jibe me. Okay, I'm not apathetic, and that's one of the reasons why. Okay, I can look at myself in the mirror and be satisfied with my ego.
Yeah, so you can be pathetic instead.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Hold
See,
on.
see,
Is this
see.
one of those wounds
Why
that's
do you
festering?
why do you keep
And you,
attacking him and us, Lou?
I
But
didn't
because
attack you once.
yes, you did. You
How?
called me a fascist, number one, but number two, also, um, you basically said that the mods do this, the mods do that.
Except him.
I'm not a
He's
mod.
somehow
Why do you
immune.
think why do you think I fucking left and I was given pseudo
That's it.
mod
But
back?
see, now you're about
I
to get
didn't
off
want to be a mod.
topic.
I
You
don't
asked me a
want to be a
question.
mod,
You
man.
asked me a question. You asked me a question. Now you're getting off topic again. The bottom line is you're actually attacking us, and you're doing it in a very indirect way, like using words that are inflammatory, insinuating things that we're doing that we're not doing, at least not right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Then trying to hide behind a veil of innocence.
That
Oh,
It's
definition
quite.
of fascist is pretty extreme, guys. I just looked it up just to make sure I knew what you
Yeah,
guys
but
were talking about.
he can throw those insults out freely because he's not a mod and he's not responsible, right? I mean, it's getting old, Lou.
fine, get rid of me, dude. I don't give a fuck, dude. When will you guys realize I don't really give a shit what you think about me? Like, I'm gonna
We
fucking
don't
say
care
what I
that you
want to
do or
say.
don't.
I'm gonna say what I want to say, regardless of what you think I should
So
say.
you're a hypocrite then.
Yep.
That's not
So
being a hypocrite.
you're gonna
That's
be the
actually
kind of
standing.
flat
That's
earther
not
that
being a
you
hypocrite.
just
That's me
you're
standing on
gonna
my own
be the
two
kind
feet,
of
being original.
you're gonna be the kind of flat earther that you just criticized specifically the mods
No,
here for being.
no, no. There's
He
plenty of
can't.
good
He can't
mods.
be.
There are good mods. There's good. There's good silvers. There's good golds. There's also bad mods,
Now
golds
you're gonna
and silvers,
respond in a
and
non
gold.
sequitur fashion. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
The people who get propped up typically are the ones who agree with the masses here. Okay, like
Really.
yeah.
Well.
They're not
Again,
people
here
who
we go
speak
with
out.
the non
The people
here
who
we go
speak
with the
out.
non
People who
sequitur
speak out
because
and speak
here we go
outside
with
of the
the
Sorry,
mob.
non
guys.
sequitur because again,
Oh
it's a
man.
very
Yeah, no,
circular
just go
conversation
ahead and
and
fucking ban me. Fucking
it's
ban
a
me,
very
dude. You know
Dude,
what?
dude, dude, dude,
And
dude,
right,
dude,
I
dude.
hope nobody's getting stabbed.
Nobody is gonna stroke your fantasy of a martyr complex, brother.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, you need to be a man.
Then
like,
You need
you
to
know
be a
I'm gonna.
like
man. You
shit.
need to be a man and leave if you want to leave,
No, I
instead of
won't
trying
leave.
to incite people.
Like
Then you're gonna argue with me like this on a regular basis, and I'll be back to do this
but
again in a few days.
well,
You can expect it.
didn't QE say it wasn't agree to disagree, but you keep pulling it into this fake ass situation that isn't happening. But it's
No,
only
QE. I have no
beginning,
beef with QE. QE actually hasn't said shit.
dude. It's like you're not even listening. The point is, you're trying to bring it into this subjective conversation where maybe mm, some people do this and some people do that. No, we were talking about seedy behavior from flat earthers. Now, you then said you don't have enough information to critique what we're talking about. And so we then said, okay, well, fuck it. Let's leave it alone. Let's talk to the new guy. You are the one damaging the conversation right now for no reason.
For no reason. Well, let's
Yeah.
throw other people into the mix other than who was already called out by with Witsit and Jaren. Dude, I don't trust I don't trust Miggy the way that he's fucking been handling the live streams these
So
days.
you do have a
It,
bias. You're just throwing names
yeah,
out
Yep.
there
no,
now.
I don't trust.
Uh,
There's a lot of people I don't trust. There's a lot of people in this server that get a lot of respect that I don't trust. Okay,
okay.
What's that have to do with double speaking? I can't do it. I still can't do it.
I think I got it. He's the idea of like, who would you share a foxhole with?
yeah, I wouldn't share
Exactly.
with any of you.
Well, you should share it with me because I'm a combat veteran.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, see, look at dude, if that's the way you feel, dude, then you have to ask yourself in the mirror without talking to us what you're really doing here.
That's why
That's
I only join for conversation. There's a lot of people who are more quiet
Not
in the
true.
server. Yeah,
Lou, I've been watching you. I've been watching you when you join, and you always find a way to praise yourself and downgrade others who are in the server.
How have I praised myself?
Okay, here's how you go. You start talking. You start talking about these bad mods, right? And then you start talking about yourself that you do it this way and your way's better.
I didn't do that.
Not tonight, so far, but you have done that.
When?
You wouldn't remember because you were drunk.
Oh, so now you're gonna freaking make a claim without any specificity and a very vague claim without specificity.
Oh, no, I specified it. You start
No, you
downplaying
didn't
other
specify
people
anything.
and the platform and the server,
So
just like you did
did
now, where you start saying things like Miggy's doing this, Miggy's doing that, and these people do this, and these people do that,
No,
and then
I
you
didn't. I
talk
didn't
about
say he
yourself.
did any. I didn't even get specific about what he's done. I said I don't agree with the way he's been doing things.
Dude, that's not my point, dude.
No, it is your point. You're trying
No,
to
my
say
point
that I'm
is you
coming in.
come in here to tell people, make sure people know that things in the server go wrong and certain personalities in the server are bad and certain personalities are propped up for the wrong reasons. But if when I do things, I do them this way and I do them that way, and I'm so benign and I'm so
I
benevolent.
didn't give you an alternative about how I would do it ever.
That's not true, dude.
Give me an example of when I did.
Dude, I will find explicit examples, right? Since you obviously don't know what you've said in the past because you're not a coherent mind.
Okay, but you're making a claim right now without knowing what you're fucking referring to.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm referring to. I just don't know the
Then
exact
say it.
verbatim
Then
words.
fucking exactly say it.
See? That's unreasonable, dude.
No, it's not. This is how you guys fucking all do it in here. If you
Oh,
want to make
now,
a claim, you
whoa,
better have
whoa,
specificity.
whoa,
You better fucking
whoa,
know what you're talking about to make the claim.
Oh,
Fucking make the
oh,
claim, bitch.
wow.
whoa. So all of us. Well, first of all, we literally tried to get you to listen to what we specifically was talking about. You said, "I don't feel like it."
You're
You're a
giving
bitch,
me the
bro.
woe
You're a
while he
bitch.
attacked
You're a
me.
bitch. You're a bitch.
I let him
You're a
attack
bitch.
me. Now my response is woe.
Hello.
Looks like the
Hello.
new guy left.
Yeah, it's
Well, he should have left. As soon
toxic.
as he realized Lou wasn't going to let him speak, he should have left.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
it
was
was me
thinking.
not letting him speak. Yep. Yep. I didn't let him speak.
Well, I mean, you kept on wanting to talk about something else. So, I mean,
Oh
you're
yeah,
the
yeah. It was
proximate
me who
cause.
dragged it on. Yeah, no, it wasn't you guys talking about me. It was me talking about me.
What's the
No,
concern? I know Jaren's in that spreading disinformation. But what, like, are you working on
Man,
a plan to formulate it? Like, how he's going to?
dude, the concern is, okay, that just because you accept the proposition that Earth is flat doesn't mean you're all on the same team. It doesn't mean you're all friends. It doesn't mean you're all out for the same goal. Okay, and so when you make claims and all these types of things and you receive scrutiny, when you respond to that scrutiny with moral impugning of the other person who critiqued you, rather than just accepting the critique or whatever, and then you fan the
Who did that?
flames
Who
of
did
that
that?
type of
You
stuff.
saying that I was drunk and you saying
Holy
that
fuck.
who
Lou,
did
can
that?
you just let
Was
him
that you
finish?
or was that
We're trying to talk about the issue at large, Lou, not you, okay?
Yeah.
It's not about
Let's
you.
forget about Lou's. Let's just carry on.
That's what Chubbs was asking, bro, and I tried to answer him, but you made it about you again, Lou.
No,
Go on, AI. Just keep,
you
look.
made it about me. I was trying to point out
No, I didn't, dude. I
you were
didn't.
being hypocritical in saying just
Holy.
what you just said just now.
No, I
AI,
wasn't.
Just go. Carry on.
It'll be impossible, Chubbs, unless I censure Lou, because he
Well,
won't
then
allow
just
it. He wants me to do it so he could be a martyr, because people somehow love being a martyr. All right, so where did I leave off?
You love being right.
Don't
By force.
Carry on, AI.
Why? What? Oh, think about it this way. Why would I love being wrong?
Yeah, no, you love doing it by force. As soon as you take the upper hand by roll, you get the.
Oh yeah, because my arguments don't stand for themselves. Yeah.
No, not always. No, they don't.
Right, and when someone's clashing with me on an argument, what do I do to them?
Censor them.
Wrong.
Well, you've been talking for 2 hours and we've let you shit all over the stream.
Dude, you and I had a great conversation until he butted in.
But still, you're claiming he's not allowing you to do something that you're doing.
I'm not allowed to speak. Elijah, I'm not allowed to speak now. I butted in. It was wrong for me to speak up, right? Fascist.
No, you can butt in at any time.
Lou, your daydreams and your wet dreams of outplaying me are never going to come to fruition, my friend. Never. Never.
Yeah, you can keep playing your fucking game online.
Luke, can he finish? Because he was trying to speak to someone else,
Yeah,
and
let
you
the
just
other guy go.
Why don't we let Elijah?
you threw your mod weight around and censored him. I'd like
Who
it
did?
if he could finish.
I'm not a mod. I'm a fake
I know,
mod.
but you have so much pull in here that we treat you as if you are one, and you're taking advantage.
Yeah, so what did Chubbs want to know? I forgot. Chubbs, what do you want to know?
I just want to know what's the plan. Like, what's the plan of attack?
Oh, a plan.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
in my view, what everyone should do, okay, is they should feel free and open to offer critique to anyone that they think deserves critique, but they should do it in a way. If there's no, let me retract it. If there's no first firings, right? Like if somebody doesn't attack you first, you should do it in a humble kind of educatory way where you're just telling them your opinion, why they're wrong, why you think they're wrong, and offer them to listen to you. And then if they respond hostilely to you, you then have to make a decision. Do you want to respond calmly or do you want to respond in kind? And that's up to each individual for themselves to decide. Obviously, it would be better if everyone kept cool heads and was able to accept when they're critiqued and accept logic and all of this, but we know that that's not human nature, right? So some people, when they're put in a corner where their logic is wrong, their conclusions are wrong, or they're making errors, they're going to react personally. And sometimes they get personal stuff back. So it can't be the case where we just all say, oh, we're just never going to fight. We're never going to critique each other because that way the Globers will never see us infighting. That's not the way to go either.
Yeah, no,
people
that's not the way
should
to do it.
Let me give you an anecdote which might help from my education series. So in art, right? Art is kind of subjective in a way, right? But there are also objective standards in art, like complementary colors, different types of lighting, and all these things. So people make their arts at a collegiate level, right? And then they are supposed to put them in a row for critique to where their peers will critique what they've done and offer them criticisms, but constructive criticisms. So, okay, you did something wrong here. Your perspective's a little off. Your lighting's a little off. You didn't increase the grade of the color as it goes off into the distance. You didn't use these things. I will tell you, it was like pulling teeth to get half or more than half of the people to say anything negative about anybody's work. They were all just praising each other. It's like, oh, your work's so great. I love it. This, and the other. And then when it came to me, I would offer them an actual critique, you see, because I wasn't trying to fluff up their ass. I was trying to make their work better by saying, look, you forgot that because of this and this perspective is off here. So if you correct that, your thing would be better. Now, lo and behold, some people in the group didn't like the fact that I naysayed somebody's artwork because they think I should have just praised their artwork. But to just praise their artwork and not offer them critique is to do them a disservice. When you do that, you're not exercising love for that person. You're exercising disdain for that person. Let me tell you why. Because you care more about how you feel about the situation than for speaking the truth.
Yep, I agree. So just keep going, like keep tacking. What's the issue? Why shouldn't we be
Because
just
I'll tell
destroying
you
their
why,
bad,
friend.
misinformed information with better information? Is it a public relations issue? Like,
Sure.
they just got a bigger profile? Like, shouldn't you be working on extending and exposing? Is that the goal here?
Sure. I mean, like if you're, I'll put it this way, like if you're not willing, let's say you're an in group, right? And if you're not willing to critique each other, then how are you ever going to arrive at scrutinizing people's various ideas to some kind of semblance of truth? We're going to have to respect each other's opinions and say, oh, yeah, your truth is true. My truth is true. Everybody's true is equally true. And then what do you got? You just got subjectivism. Okay, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in a giant pile of subjectivism. That doesn't appeal to me. If that appeals to anyone, that's fine. They can pursue that. But they're going to be scrutinized. No one can go out there carte blanche and say, okay, we're going to remove scrutiny. No scrutiny. Everyone gets a medal. Whatever idea you come up with, we're going to pat you on the head and say, oh, you're just as good as everyone else. Your ideas are of equal value. Do you want to live in that world, Chubbs?
No, I agree, but like the truth doesn't matter. Like it's getting it across to these people. So I would imagine destroying their arguments publicly and exposing them, like you're talking about, is the way to do it, rather than us just talking about it. Like, what are you going to do? How are you going to expand your public profile to capture the bigger audience? What's the goal? Is it, do you care if people know, like, because you always say I don't care about my ego and all that, but if they're calling you scammers and shit, who gives a fuck? Like, the truth's the truth. Like, shouldn't you be focusing on that? Like, just destroying them through logical truth?
Sure. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you should do. But not everyone's going to have that same attitude. Some people, want to some people are personally offended by what they do, whoever they are on either side. And so they want to respond with, accusations. But then, right, other people are going to say, wait a minute, why are you accusing that person morally? They just disagree with you on these premises, right? So then they deserve to be scrutinized as well. So nobody's free from the scrutiny. The only time people are free from scrutiny is when people decide to sit back and offer no scrutiny. And when you have a world where everyone think about it this way: when you have a world where everyone sits back and offers no scrutiny for fear of reprisal for standing up and scrutinizing someone, you just have a conquered world. You're conquered at that point.
So who's saying not to scrutinize them?
Yeah, definitely don't blame me for that.
Him. No, I'm just
Well, I'll tell you a history lesson. So years ago, in various camps, there were burgeoning ideas, right? Because when you think about it, let's just say you come upon the paradigm of flat Earth, right? And then if that's the case, then that means certain explanations about our world from the globe side and from the general consensus on reality must be false. So now you have unknowns, right? Some people are satisfied with those remaining unknowns. Some people have a burning curiosity to find out what those are. And some people have an impetus to replace those ideas because they have an empty hole in their worldview and they feel like they need the answers, which is fine. But some people, because they feel this need and this draw for the answers, whatever the reason, curiosity, whatever, they start to make fundamental flaws in thinking and practice. And so other people tell them, hey, bro, you're screwing up here because of A, B, and C, right? Now, other people say, wait a minute, bro, don't tell that person they're screwing up because they're on our side, right? And so in the past, people have held each other back because people think that if you're all flat earthers, then you're all on the same team, right? But then we end up.
So
What?
it's not yeah, just let me jump in for a second. Like, it's not necessarily this thing where somebody people do have this there are some people who do want to sort of like gain fame or like identity through like uh evolving the conversation, becoming, giving a new idea, but that isn't necessarily it. So like holding people to truth is one thing, but also being aware of possibility, like being open to new ideas. Um, I have to give people who are willing to go out on a limb and say like they think that this might be a possibility and explore those routes. I think they're courageous. I think they're doing something good by doing that, because we can't advance without thinking outside of the box, without
That's
thinking of new
bullshit.
ideas.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
That's bullshit,
bullshit.
Lou.
That's bullshit. You're out of fucking order. That's bullshit.
Out of
We're
order.
into the nature of our reality, not
Out of order. I
speculating
literally by
fucking
definition
wild
said that.
horse shit. Don't
Huey,
fucking
I by
overtalk me.
definition
Don't
said
fucking
that they were.
overtalk me. The fuck, dude? What the fuck is your problem, dude? How did we get in this mess in the first place? Tell me how we got in this mess in the first place, Lou. Tell me.
Do you think that all the answers are figured out, Huey?
Tell me how we got in this mess in the first place. Tell us.
By believing in experts, thinking that they had all the answers?
By pseudoscientists, right? Giving us speculations that weren't true. What are these people doing now?
It depends on how they frame their argument. It depends on how they frame their
Pseudoscience,
argument.
Lou, is the same thing. Pseudoscience, Lou, not some kind of upgrading of knowledge.
Like
If they
AI
say
said,
that
they
if
need to be open to scrutiny.
they know the truth through, and it's all pseudoscientific, they're wrong
You're
in
not
doing
listening.
so.
They can throw out their ideas all they
We are
like,
right,
Lou, but
we
if
are
they're
right to do
fucking
it
wrong, they get
properly.
shut down. It doesn't matter. Like, that's what the whole point of scrutiny is.
Lou, are we
Cut the
right
meat
to
in
do
half.
properly pseudoscience?
Well, I wasn't clear on Lou's answer, but then
I don't know why I'm getting
he gave it.
interrupted by 7 people for one comment.
Because you keep
Yeah.
fucking up within the comment. Do you want a daily monologue? All this horse shit?
I got it. Unaccepted speech. Got it. I'm going on mute.
Unaccepted speech, your ass. That's the same thing that piece of shit Lion Surratt shits at 60's been saying
Dude.
for years. Because,
Dude.
and that's the same
Huey,
thing that
I'm
was parroted.
directly talking
Shut
to you.
the fuck up. I'm fucking tired. Shut up. The same guy that came in here the other day was parroting fucking shits at 60's meme because he's a Nancy fag that doesn't have any fucking coherent arguments. He's been saying from the beginning that evil fed flat earthers have been telling everyone that they can't speak on subjects, right? Which has never passed my fucking lips or anybody over at FED ever. That motherfucker's mindlessly parroting Witsit because he's Jedi mind tricked abject moron flat earthers into thinking Nancy fag arguments, Lou. What the
Listen,
fuck, dude?
I don't even watch FED. Listen, I'm not talking about whatever this guy is that you're talking about. What I'm asking you is, do you think that science, so-called established science, already has the answers? That they haven't figured out? Do you think that?
They're pseudoscientists.
Lou,
They are.
we just had this
Okay.
conversation.
Then
Lou,
Elijah,
Lou.
hold on. I'm talking to QE.
All right, whatever. But you already have the answer.
No, just not whatever, but just hold on. So if science doesn't have all the answers, then how do you find the answers? It's
That
from
depends.
thinking outside of the
That depends.
mainstream.
Well, number one, you're classifying science. That's a reification fallacy. Number two, what you're talking about are pseudoscientists that's giving us all this horse shit. So your point about science and scientists, that is non sequitur.
This
Number
is what
three,
makes it hard to talk
number
with you.
three,
I
I'm not
understand.
fucking done yet.
Okay, go.
Number three, this isn't a scientific topic. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Listen, when it comes to asking about our reality and where we live, how physics work, things like that. If we just accept what was written in our textbooks
We don't.
as truth, we don't.
No, we don't.
Okay.
We
Well,
don't.
then,
Holy
well,
fucking
then, if
shit,
we don't,
Lou.
That's
Holy
why we're
fucking
here.
shit,
Hold
Lou.
on.
Where you been the past 7 years?
if we
Holy
don't,
fucking shit, Lou. Where you been the past 7 years?
dude,
Look,
what I'm
it's
saying
important to throw out their questions and their
is,
fucking theories,
if
but
we
if they
don't,
get scrutinized and they're proven wrong, then that's just wrong. Like what we can say, what we know is what we know, but we don't go throwing out fucking random shit that doesn't make any sense and can be
no, I'm
proven
not.
or
I'm not talking
disproven.
about throwing in random shit, and
Well,
that's
they
where
are.
I agree with QE. That's where I agree. Like, you have to have a logical premise and a scientific reason to get there. You have to follow a train of thought and experiment. Like, you have to have your hypothesis and try to get. You have to get there logically and progressively, right? Like, it can't just come out of nowhere. But you're never going to get there
That's
without having
exactly where it's coming
you're
out.
never going to get there without having a new idea. Like, if you want to surmise
Like
like
what?
something that's
What?
different.
Like what?
Look, question. Why new idea is better than old idea?
Wait a second. Have him give an example. Get specific. What? Like what?
An example of a new idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's use Witsit for example with the ether thing. It's not necessarily.
Okay.
It's kind of an adaptation of. It's an adaptation of an old idea, but
An old idea. Where'd it come from?
I think he mostly bases it off of Tesla and ether
Negative.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Negative. It comes from Christopher Huygens. So
Okay,
let's use ether like you said. All right, my first question. What the fuck is ether?
Well, I think that's what Witch is trying to answer.
Trying
Oh.
to answer. Shouldn't there be an answer?
Oh my
I mean,
goodness, dude.
should you discourage him from going down that road?
Well, no. He can think of
Sorry, John.
fucking-
Sorry, John.
He could think of unicorns, I believe that unicorns are responsible for that.
Lou.
What's unicorns? Well, I don't know. I'll double speak and lie. Should I let him go with that?
Lou, what's gravity?
I don't know. I don't know. If
Lou,
that's really
what's
fair.
gravity? Lou, what's gravity?
Hey, Sasha, relax.
No, because I need to go with gravity road.
Relax. I'm talking to Lou right now. So he tells me they're fucking unicorns with pixie dust flying out of their ass. So
Yeah,
I say, okay.
That's not what he's saying, though.
Oh, yeah, it is. And then more or less he says that he didn't make that argument. After
We
he,
didn't talk about any unicorns or pixie dust.
oh God, Lou.
Lou.
Sasha, shut the fuck up.
No, I don't want it this time, John.
All right, I'm gonna shut you up then.
Sasha, what? What?
No, he's not getting it. Okay, so he told us his first out of the gate guns argument. It is a non-material medium, and you can't have shit traveling through nothing. And then, after he did that, 10 days later, he said, what do you mean traveling? I didn't say traveling. And then 8 months later, he said he didn't make the argument.
I've heard a lot of what he had. I've heard a lot of what he's had to say. I think you might be misrepresenting him.
No, I'm not. It's on fucking tape. I'm not misrepresenting him. Fuck you. Show how I'm misrepresenting him.
Don't just say fuck me.
Fuck you.
That simply.
No,
Fuck you.
he's tight because if you would have listened to the audio 30 minutes ago, you wouldn't have said that unless you were
Yeah, that's what I
retarded.
was going to say. If you listen to it, you'd understand what QE's saying.
Yeah,
You
but
say I'm misrepresenting him.
I get it.
How the fuck can you tell me I'm misrepresenting him and you don't even know what the fuck he said, sir? Tell me that. Tell me that.
I've been listening to you and Witchy or Witch shit,
you haven't.
whatever for
No, you
quite a
haven't.
long time.
No, you haven't.
No,
you haven't.
How long have I been listening?
No, you haven't, because you don't know the fucking argument. You don't know it.
Listen, I don't know which it's or yours.
You don't know it.
Lou.
You don't know what he said.
exactly. Remember the part, Lou, where I said you're not equipped for this discussion? I meant it.
No, listen. I am very well equipped to have my own discussion without you telling me what I'm equipped to do. You can shut the fuck up, like QE just told me to do. Shut the fuck up, AI.
This is the
Yeah, but the difference is I'm correct and you're not.
You fucking piece of shit. You're part of the fucking problem too, and you're going to be outed
I
also.
told AI to fucking
You will
stick
be
out.
outed also. You hear me, Sunshine?
Because what?
I'll fucking out you.
I didn't choose your side.
Fucking shut the fuck up. Get your fucking ass out of here. Before I mule kick you.
Again, it's not about side. He gave you a chance. He gave you asked him. You said, okay, well, what's the argument? QE then said, well, he said this and then he said that. Then you said that QE was misrepresenting him. Except,
I said, listen,
and then QE responded.
I think there's a chance
Then QE responded. Then QE responded. It's on fucking tape. So, I mean,
that's a good impression.
What he
I don't know, dude. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful when people are told that this discussion refers to a specific piece of information that's recorded that you can view. You don't view it, but you continue to have the conversation without the information. And then expect to be taken seriously.
No, I've listened to Witchit for years. I've heard his take.
There we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again, dude. Why don't you resign yourself to watch it? Also, go watch the episodes of the arguments, not just the clips, so you can get the whole context. So there's no chance that you can be misrepresented that you didn't watch it.
A certain clip, not just the way that he thinks about this.
Dude, notice how you interrupted me when I said, go to the context.
Now I'm interrupting.
Go to the context. Go to the context, right? So you can get the entire context from which the clips came, so you can see it in its context and recognize that it's not isolated. Then there's nobody that can accuse you, Lou, of not knowing what you're talking about when you come back and make comments on it. Okay, I'm just telling you that's the best way to go about it. You don't have to take my advice. Look, you don't have to take my advice.
So can you expand on that?
Holy crap,
What?
dude. Everybody
What?
just heard me parse it out that it's not simply a clip. It's a clip from specific episodes of interactions that are multiple hours long. I literally said, go read that too, watch that too. And then you're just focusing on the isolated clip when I said, don't do that. Are you even paying attention to the conversation, Lou? You
I'm
wonder why
paying
people get
attention.
pissed off when they speak to you, dude.
What
No,
more is there to it that would
you
make
keep
any
getting
change?
heated, and it's
I'm
you
heated because I literally am wasting my time trying to help you.
Yeah, you're a troll, and on top of that, you're probably a little biased too. That sucks. It
What, me
sucks.
or
It sucks that you are, because
a
potentially
troll?
you're probably just
You're
trolling
gonna go
because
that
you don't
far?
give a fuck.
You're gonna go that far? You're gonna call me a troll?
When I say troll, it's when someone knows that a person just made an argument and they kind of just do things to piss them off because it's funny and it's fun and they don't really care. That's what a troll truly is. I'm not talking about some sort of flatter Damn, what the fuck happened to my soda?
Look, man.
Drink it.
When certain people
When
like
certain people
when certain people
have
have
demonstrated
demonstrated that they
demonstrated that they
what like AI
and
being a troll right now.
like AI being a troll right now.
Yep. So
What I
when
demonstrate,
people like
Lou?
AI suck
What did
dicks
I
for a living,
demonstrate? What did I demonstrate? What did I
that you
demonstrate,
suck
bro?
dicks for a living. Can you repeat that?
There you go, bro. So I think it's proven who's the troll and who's not. Go ahead and triple down, bud.
All right. You also are a hack carpenter.
Oh yeah, quadruple down.
Do you even know what
Anything
level is,
else?
bro? Do you even know what level is, bro? Do you know how to read a fucking level?
I don't know. That's not a good
Subline?
one. You're supposed to be escalating the insults, not degrading the
Yeah, no,
insults.
I'm escalating. I'm escalating. You claim yourself to be a carpenter, right? These are big digs. You know what you're doing?
They are.
If I'm talking about your fucking
No.
life, your career, or is your career just sitting online and fucking ridiculing people?
Wow, Lou, you're spiraling, brother.
No, you're antagonizing and asking for it, and I'm giving you what you
Am
want.
I? What did
Yeah.
I do? I told you that the wisest thing to do before you speak on this specific thing is to go and research the specific thing people are talking about. That's antagonizing.
You are an antagonist. I've seen it for years.
Okay. And then?
You always got to have your nose in the drama, and you somehow think that you're gonna be the one who it arbitrates like the who is right, who is wrong, and the justification for it, like who has a
Ah, I
penalty and
see.
who
I
doesn't.
see. I see. You're jealous. I see now.
Like,
Jealous,
just listen
jealous.
to it, mate.
No,
Just
not
go
at
and
all.
listen to it. That's
Not at
all you
all
need to
Then
do.
jealous.
why do you feel the need to talk about it so much?
Because you are a
It's clearly on.
self-appointed.
I'm clearly living in your head rent free, brother.
You're clearly a fucking worthless online fucking thing.
Yep,
Like
I'm
you're not
worthless.
even.
Can we please
Hey,
stop
friends,
this?
friends, 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 friends. Am I worthless?
No.
Yeah.
No.
What worth do you? What worth do you have?
I don't know, dude. Do you
Can you
want
name it,
some to
bro?
borrow? Do you want to borrow some
Yeah,
so you
no,
could
no.
have
Go
some?
ahead. Go ahead. Give me some of your worth. Show me.
He's in.
Anything else, Lou? Anything else on your way out?
Am I about to get banned finally?
No, you're just petering to where you're not making any coherent sense and you're supposedly increasing insult string. So you're on your way out of
Yeah,
that
no,
string.
no. The
So
more you bait for it, the more you get. Yeah, I can
I,
keep going. I can get worse.
but I haven't gotten anything yet, is what I'm trying to say. I'm waiting for it.
You seem to think I'm trolling now, right? And you think that I'm escalating in the trolling. You're obviously baiting, and I'm obviously escalating in the trolling. So what else do you want? How much farther do you want me to go?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly how far I want you to go, friend. And I want you to do it just to spite me. Here's what I want you to do, friend. I want you to go and listen to the clips and then go and listen to the episodes they came from. Go and listen to the other people's episodes around the same time, and then come back with an educated opinion on the specific topic we're talking about. Can you do that?
So you guys literally want me to join you in
Being
hating
informed.
Witchit, and
I know. What
Darrenism.
the dude?
Who's the third
Who
one? Who's the
said
third one?
that? Who said to do that, dude? I said go watch the content and form your opinion. So it's
Who's
educated.
who's the third person in the hit piece?
Oh my
Are you
goodness,
talking
dude.
about me?
Don't press that button. You don't know what you're doing.
Who's the third person? It's a hit piece. It's a 3 thing. So who's the
Oh
third
my
person in the
god.
hit piece?
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, dude.
Are you talking about in this conversation we're having now?
I think he's talking about the 3 clips, maybe. I don't freaking know. Dude can't make any sense.
I haven't listened to it. You guys were referring to it.
This is actually sad and embarrassing because he said, listen to the 3 clips that you're referring to, then go listen to the full episodes for the full context of each of the 3 clips, and then make your own informed
All right,
decision
fine.
based
Are
on
they
the
all on Witchit?
entire conversation.
Are
But
they
you're
all on
too
Witchit?
biased.
Are
You're
they
like,
all on
I'm not
Darren?
going to do that because then I might have to confront my bias. So I don't know. Eat a dick, man.
Listen, look, I'll be clear. I listened to them all. Okay. Not only QE's episodes, but also Witsit's episodes. Okay. And I don't like the way that both of them treated each other on certain instances, right? And I have various opinions on different points. Okay. But at least I watched them,
Well,
so I know what I'm talking about.
Witchit's done a good job. Like, look, I didn't get into this drama.
Wait, have y'all put the drama aside. Have you guys addressed the specific points in contention yet?
It would be
What
our.
point?
I think we kind of covered
Name
that.
a
So,
point, and then I'll tell you if we addressed it or not.
Okay, so the only one that I'm aware of at this exact moment for me personally is the idea. Okay, so number one obviously was the upward moving Earth, which is ridiculous. We're not going to talk about that. Number two was
so
Sharon.
that's
No. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that because that's stupid. We're not going to talk about it. Number two
that's the
was
third one.
Jan.
No, that's what I was looking for.
No.
Oh
We're
my
not going to talk
goodness,
about that.
dude.
We're going to let it go. So number two was Jan, that I know of anyway, was Jan agreeing with McToon that it was possible to do celestial navigation on a sphere, on a globe. I mean that's the second one that I know. So there's a third one that I don't know of because I don't have all fucking day to listen to these retards.
No, you answered it for me. It's Jaren Witchit and Beyond the Curve. So Beyond the Curve, which is Bev, right? Like Bev tried. Is that right? Bev tried
No,
thinking. Is that him?
his name is Dell. He's a Scottish
Or
retard.
Dell. I'm sorry, you're right, Dell.
He was
Yeah.
he was cool like 5 years ago whenever he was walking around universities like interviewing people about the earth and shit.
Yeah.
But
So
Dell,
Dell is nuts, first of all. Like, so I'm not gonna like back him up on what he's trying to say, but in order
What?
to tear him down, I just think
Who's doing
it could
that,
be
dude?
done. It could be done
Nobody's
better.
tearing them down.
Oh, are you kidding
yeah,
me?
it's not really no, that's not even the point at all. The point is just like I mean the point is just like
My friend who's
when
asking, Lou's trying to answer you, but Lou doesn't know what he's talking about.
okay, well that's why I was trying to talk to you. I
No.
wasn't trying to talk to Lou. It's okay, Lou. Like, there's no disrespect to you, Lou. But I was trying to talk to AI about that.
No. Disrespect to AI for him just telling you that I don't know what he's talking
You don't, dude. You keep demonstrating you don't.
Right.
No,
That's
Every
the
time
whole
someone's
point.
asking you about this,
demonstrating that
you're
just a fucking
disconnected.
dick. He's trying to control the conversation.
No, I'm trying to have the conversation. I'm trying to have the conversation with the people who have the proper information, which isn't you.
All right,
So you should see yourself out, for goodness sakes. Instead of keep trying to interject with your opinions, that aren't based on the facts.
All right. I've been actually following a lot of videos from a lot of people, including Jeranism, including Witsit, and including Dell, who I don't agree with. But even Witsit, there's a lot of stuff I don't agree with. It doesn't mean that I think that he shouldn't have the right to speak it without being
You're
torn
not
down.
fucking getting it.
So you don't.
It's not
So you
about
don't know what the
opinion
argument.
for the 10th time. It's about he lied and double spoke on countless occasions, Lou. My word.
This is the
At this
scrutiny
point,
of
at this
what he
point,
said.
it's more with AI where he keeps.
Oh, it's a personal issue. I see.
Yeah, it is.
Luke
at this
can't
point.
get himself out of his personal feelings.
No, between you and me, like every time I speak, you want to jump in when you are not like a part of it at
What?
all. You want to delegate and try to tell people
Whatever,
not to
dude.
listen to me, or
You
I
to
didn't.
say
I
that
addressing
didn't
Lou
say
doesn't
that.
know.
I didn't say
It's
that.
okay, Lou. It's okay, Lou. Calm down.
I told you in the previous instance that there's specific clips that are being spoken about which you haven't heard, and you're commenting in that on that, which we all told you, not just me. Quantum Eraser told you. Elijah told you. I told you. 3 separate people told you that the wise thing to do, so we can continue, is to go listen to them and then come back. What do you need? A special memo from Santa Claus?
It sounds more like you want me to just agree with you.
Oh
And
my
that's
fucking goodness, you're a retard, dude. You're a stone cold retard.
Look, just fucking listen. That's all you need to do. Just
I
go and listen to
fucking
it.
said go listen and form your opinion so that then we can respect your opinion is on the facts that we're talking about.
Look,
I didn't say agree with me. If you think that listening to that is going to make you agree with me, then that means that the merits of the merits of the clips are persuasive.
I will go and listen to those things, and I've already done that on some of this stuff. It's just that I haven't watched every video that you guys are fucking referring to. Okay, like
Well, Curie
I did watch.
summarized it. He's put out things where
Oh my
he's
fuck,
put
dude.
the audio
These clips in
together.
total, all three are less than 5 minutes. You could have watched them 10 times over by now, friend. For fuck's sake. But rather you'd stay
You know where you
here.
guys fucked
You'd
up at?
rather stay here, Lou, because you got beef with me.
You know where you
No,
guys fucked. Yo, whoever's eating.
yeah, these are good fucking salsa and chips, man.
Oh, it's you. Okay, whatever.
It's like
Look, look, and I blame you all because I wanted to play it over the live stream, so it's y'all fault. So
play it,
I
man.
mean,
Play
not
it.
over the live stream, but the
No.
live stream deafened.
Do it.
That would have.
You
Yeah,
could do that. You could have done
Please.
that. No one stopped you,
Do it.
Elijah. Nobody stopped you from doing
I
that.
don't have the I don't have the technical know-how. I needed someone
What?
else to
Who
hold my
cares?
hand.
Come on, play it. It's just a
Okay,
song.
hold
You just play it.
on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. Are they MP3s?
What is your profession? See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.